growing debate over aid for Ukraine may also hold up relief for victims of the Maui wildfires and Hurricane Idalia. The White House wants to tack on an extra $4 billion to address the disasters in Hawaii and Florida, bringing the total to $16 billion. But the request is being tied to additional aid for Ukraine, leaving some Republicans balking at the added expense. The debate comes during a skyrocketing deficit, now up to $1.6 trillion, more than double what it was this time last year. For more, we're joined by Victoria Coates, the vice president of the Heritage Foundation's Davis Institute for National Security and Foreign Policy. She also served as deputy national security advisor for Middle Eastern and North American affairs during the Trump administration. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Happy Labor Day.
Same to you. Victoria, I know that this is a situation where everyone feels as though one party is holding up things for things that we all believe in. But Victoria, why is funding for Ukraine such a sticking point for some Republicans? And are Republicans simply against sending more money to Ukraine, or is it this more about additional funding is being pushed through in this manner?
I think it's the latter. I think what Republicans are concerned about is the president has not at any point in the last, I guess now 18 months of this war, sent what we call a standalone funding request to Congress so there can be debate on the topic of Ukraine. And congressmen and senators can cast their vote based on how they feel about the president's strategy in Ukraine. What the administration did was drain the FEMA account over the course of the last year on things like COVID vaccines and migrant services, and didn't replenish it when Congress was in session over the summer in July through normal procedures, which would have been a very uncontroversial thing to do. And instead, they let the account get quite low and want to ram through this emergency supplemental sort of at the 11th hour before the end of the fiscal year at the end of this month and tack Ukraine aid to it. So if you are in a state that's vulnerable to hurricanes or you're from Hawaii, you have to vote for this. You don't have a choice, regardless of how you feel about Ukraine.
Victoria, is that also part of the secret of tacking that on there? Because who's not going to fund victims of Idalia? Who's not going to fund the victims of Lahaina?
Yeah, it's a pretty cynical ploy on the part of the White House to say that you're going to hold hostage this aid for the American people that they've paid for through their taxes. You're going to hold it hostage to Ukraine. So you're being forced to vote for additional funding for Ukraine, or else you're not going to support the American people. It's, as I said, a very cynical ploy, and Congress is right to stand up and say that they won't stand for this.
Victoria, this reminds me of what former President Bush once called fuzzy math. Now, we've seen the huge spike in the deficits this year amid these environmental and global security crises at this rate. How can the U.S. continue to fund the government over the long term if we keep doing this?
We need a fiscal just gut check. Congressman Chip Roy and I wrote in February that national security and fiscal security are becoming the same thing. This deficit is ballooning out of control, and that's not even the main problem. The main problem is the spending. There's absolutely no check on spending. This emergency supplemental is part and parcel of that, because this is outside of the very modest budget caps that were put on in January. So this is going to break those caps and continue the president's just unbelievably reckless hand over fist spending with taxpayer dollars, which he doesn't seem to feel at all accountable for.
Until the American people choose to hold him accountable. Absolutely. Victoria, I know that you and I will be discussing this again as we get closer to trying to get that spending bill approved. Victoria Coates, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.